Alright, so we're gonna strap this other side and then the bottom. And we'll do the fender bolts and a few other things. So we'll throw you on a time lapse and get her done. Alright guys, so in my opinion, there's also little stuff on cars that can go wrong. So if you see how this fuel line is, it's actually kinked. And this is how it was mounted in the last car, but the cage might have been lower, or gas tank protector might have been further back, I don't know. But so what we're gonna do to fix this is put a 90 here so it takes that elbow out of the hose, because that right there could burn up a fuel pump just bouncing around, cutting it off, burning the fuel pump up, losing fuel pressure, cutting the engine off. So we're going to fix that real quick and I'll show you the finished product. All right, so we're all finished up. We just switched it out for a 90, shortened the line like maybe 2 inches, and that is beautiful now. So no more kinking here. It's got a straight shot to the pump. This, he likes it routed like that. I do it a little different. I go up, mine's mounted a lot different, but. And then we've got all of our lines so they can't run around everywhere. We kind of just made do with what we had with tranny lines, but should be no kink, you know, nothing's gonna kink up on us. These lines will stay steady. I'll zip tie them up a little bit. So we're gonna move on to hooking everything up wire wise. All the trans lines are tight. We'll double check them, but we're gonna mount our switch box here and then weld the ground. Wherever the ground reaches, we'll weld one above the battery. We just do a bolt to the cage. But yeah, we'll keep on with it. My time-lapse camera ran out of storage, so I gotta go through and delete everything in it. But we'll give you guys some good videos. We gotta beat that tunnel around real quick. So let's get it. All right, guys, so I'm gonna do a little video thing on how cleanliness, running everything, really helps a lot. So we got our grounds. One goes up to a bolt welded to the cage, one ground to the switch, one ground to the block. And then we run one more and do it to the box, but that's because our switches are on our box. And then we have a shared ground for the fuel pump and aux fan that is to the cage. And then all of our wiring is very simple. So we have 2 coming from the back, 1 that goes straight down. It's on a nut or a bolt that's down in here, but it'll go right here. And then we've got 1 going to the distributor, 1 going to the starter, and then our big one, once we get it connected to the starter, we'll hook our big one up to there. All the tranny lines and everything goes through the 1 hole. And then all this will be zip tied together, and it'll have room for movement, but not too much. And then you can kind of see how much better that is. No kinks. No kinks in any of the fuel line. And then we've got our, he likes his switches up here, so we've got it up there for him. Pretty dead level. And got our steering column in. And then we're gonna wait for the brake cable, and we'll wire it against the door all the way back when we do that. But yeah, keeping your car clean and tidy will also help you diagnose what is wrong if anything does go wrong in the track. So we know, like, it's easy to trace wires if anything came undone, which there's only 1 splice and 1 wire right there. All the rest are, like, I don't know. There's only a couple things that can go wrong, and we've had pretty good luck. So we're going to hook up the starter wires, and before I get out of the car, I'm gonna beat this over so then it's nice and clean and tidy. And then we might have to blow 1 more little hole to fill the tranny up. So yeah, we're gonna keep on with it, and probably trying to think on how to go about the rest of the day, because I need to fix my truck. Truck's got a pitman and idler arm that needs replaced, but it's got almost 250,000 miles, so I don't really blame it. So for those of you that's never seen the inside of a derby car, this is what it looks like. This is your shifter, gas, brake, your steering column, your switch box. I don't know what these are called really, but it's a panel. It makes it easy so everything can be hooked up and only disconnected on one side. Your battery box, and battery. This is an ice box, so it goes through it. And then your auxiliary cooler, fuel pump, fuel filter, fuel regulator, and gas tank, and then your seat. So pretty simple, not too complicated, but we'll keep on with it and maybe get a hood done today. All right, guys, we'll give you a little itinerary on what we did today. So we did the fender bolts. You get 6 back there, 6 here, 6 here, and we mark it all out first so that they're all even, except for this one was kind of a straggler. And then got our 6 back here all tight. We got pretty much all the wiring done. We went to hook the starter up and found out it had the whatever the positive wire goes to on the starter. I don't know, it was all loose and shit, so we're gonna put a new starter on this. And then we got the hood cut out. TJ sent me a picture that was about like right here, and this is what I came up with, and it looks about the same. So we got to do our cutout bolts. I'm not sure how many we get. I'll have to look. We need to get 2 more all thread bolts and probably a couple short ones to go around. Doors strapped, everything's hooked up. besides the brake line, because we need to change the rear end out next week. We got the all thread hole blown out. They came out pretty good for the first try. And then everything is lined up damn near the factory. So, trying to think what else we did today. Oh, we hooked the tie rods back up. But I think it turned out really good. Looks mean. Should crash.